welcome back.
Hey, Peter.
Giggity.
Giggity. Sorry. Anyways, Josh, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Do you want to talk about movies?
you want to talk about movies? I'm going to fucking kill you.
You want to talk
Josh, we went from, how are you doing? It's like, I'm okay. I'm just like, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about movies?
It's a movie podcast.
Is that
Let's
what
just
it
talk
is?
about something completely offbeat. Like let's just start talking about politics.
No, I don't want to talk
Election.
about politics. Oh yeah, elections. Canada has elections. Yeah, wow. I went to the States and I think one of the guys was just like, "Oh, what are your politics like?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know because I see so much of yours that I forget that Canada has their own."
That's the same.
Yeah,
I'm more invested in U.S. politics than I am in Canadian politics.
it's
think
it's
that's
watching
good.
a reality show there.
Because then when election time comes around, I have like a week so that I can make a well-informed decision.
Is it on the 20th?
I
Elections.
think so.
Yeah, I can't wait to vote. I can't wait to wait like in a lineup that takes me 40 minutes to just write a check mark.
I just want to vote for the Communist Party of Canada.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when it says like Liberal, NDP,
Yeah.
Conservative,
Conservative,
other,
yeah. Other.
I'm gonna hit up the communists.
Communist.
I actually went to a communist rally.
How was it?
It was fucking weird.
I mean, yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was when I was in first year.
Okay.
One of my roommate's friends just had this thing like he just believed in communism like just as a joke,
Oh
right?
my
So we called each other comrades all the time.
Hello, comrade.
And then just by chance they were walking, they saw a poster for like the Communist Party of Canada rally in such and such a building in this room.
Mm-hmm.
So like they rented out a lecture hall and they used it. So then we were like, all right, we're going to check this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And we went, and it was very weird.
Like weird in what way? Like
Like they were talking, I don't even remember. This was like 3 years ago, but like I just remember they were like talking about like we're gonna go to this rally and we're gonna do something, and I was just sitting there like,
hell yeah.
what's going on? Because I'm not that big into politics. Like some of my friends are like they just live and breathe politics.
Yeah.
I can't hold a conversation about politics for shit.
No.
But then this one guy's asking a lot of questions, right?
Mhm.
And he's asking. And the four of us are just in the back row just listening. And then he gets up and he walks down to the stage, takes out a MAGA hat, Make America Great
Damn,
Again,
Yeah.
puts it on, and then just says, "You're fucked in the head. You're fucked in the head. You're fucked in the head." And he almost gets into a fight with like three of them.
No
And then-
shit.
So then we're just like, okay, I think it's time to leave. So they kick him out and his
Yeah.
friend. And then we leave because we're like, yeah, that got pretty intense. We go outside. He's still out there. He's like, oh, yeah, you know, I could tell you guys aren't into it. You guys are probably just here just check it out. And we're like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, well, we're going to go get a beer. Do you guys want to come? And I was like, I've had my fill. I've had my
Yeah.
fill. And that was my experience with communism.
Wow, you saw that? You saw a MAGA guy. You saw the communist people cheering, yelling, and you know what? I think that would be enough for me when it came to politics too. If I was there.
That's when I realized. And then the friend that was like fake believed in communism, from that day forward, he stopped.
Really?
We stopped calling each other comrades.
Aw.
It just gave us, it was just traumatic. It was like, oh my God, never again.
It turned him into a libertarian.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
But you want to talk about movies?
Now we can talk about movies.
Okay.
We talked about communism and politics, but now we can talk about movies.
Nevis, what's your favorite movie of all time?
The Iron Giant. I think I already said that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did. I should have known that.
It's okay.
I don't even listen to my own podcast. I just make it and then just forget about it.
Yeah. I watched some of it, but I skipped the parts where Josh is talking. Which is only like 10 minutes of the podcast.
The only parts
no, I
I've seen
talk
are
a lot.
what we post on Instagram. I love how in our last episode, I was going to mention this in our last episode, that you talked about how you don't use Twitter and you're the one that runs our Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't use Twitter at all. It's like, wait, what the fuck?
No. I don't use Twitter in the same way other people use Twitter, where they just talk about, oh, you know this actor from 1951? He's a bad person. And I'm like, wow, how is he dead? It's like, yes, he's been dead for 15 years, but he was a bad person. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
I feel like we're gonna get into trouble with this conversation, so I'm gonna move on.
I'm just saying. Like,
My favorite movie is The
this shit,
Godfather.
like, my favorite Godfather.
My favorite movie
Godfather's
is
good.
either The Godfather or Godfather 2. I think I've mentioned this, but it really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Some
Yeah.
days I want to watch The Godfather. Some days I want to watch Godfather Part 2. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I never was into older movies until, I mean, I loved Rocky.
Yeah.
As evidence that our first episode was literally, like, when we were talking about this podcast, I was like, first episode's about Rocky.
Yeah.
Because we just had a great conversation about Rocky, and then we were like, yeah, let's do a freaking podcast. But yeah, other than the Rocky movies, I think up until I was like 16, I never watched any like old movies. And then one day, it was after summer school, pretty much between grade 11 and grade 12, I tried to fast track English,
Yeah.
grade 12 English. And my summer school English teacher was a dick who didn't want to tell us our final grades until the very last second. Because if I found out, like, I was like, if I'm getting anything under an 85, I'm dropping the course, you know, because universities take like 5% off of that. So I need to have like at least an 85 in this class so that if they take 5% off, unis will see that I got an 80 in English. We did read some fantastic books and plays. Like, I really enjoyed the stuff we read. I read Frankenstein. It's like a 300-page book, and I read it in a weekend just because I couldn't put it down. That's when.
Holy moly!
But this guy just didn't want to tell us what our grades were. So the last day to find out, to like go down to the office and drop a course, that's when he told us. But he didn't even tell us at the beginning of the day. There were 3 days left in the summer course, and he told us at the end of the day.
Wow.
Was
that the first sneeze
on our podcast?
On our podcast.
I actually I thought about that before our last week's episode. Like, I sneezed and I was like, I hope I don't sneeze during the podcast or do something weird.
Sneezing isn't weird, Josh.
Well, not like that.
I can't control it. We can't control sneezing.
Yes, you can. Just try harder.
No, because I almost got a migraine doing that. I held in a sneeze once, and worst headache.
What do you mean? Like, how did you hold it in? Like, I can go.
I was like,
that's. What are you laughing about?
Christian laughs at my pain because it's funny.
But where was I going? Oh yeah. So
yeah, sorry.
The thing is, the office closes. So like, when the office is closed, you can't drop your course.
Yeah.
So I want to find out what my grade is on this last day so I can like drop the course if I need to or continue on and do the CPT.
Yeah.
And I asked him before lunch, I'm like, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Like, can I just find out what my average is, please? He's like, I'll tell everyone at the end of the day. And I'm like, all right, fuck you too then. And what's it called? I guess everybody else felt the same way. So at the end of the day, he tells us what our averages are. Obviously, my average was not above an 85. So so when we all found out what our average was, sorry, I'm just very scatterbrained right now.
It's okay. You talked about 85. What the? Christian's pointing at your laptop.
Christian, just talk.
Just talk. He's like this. Show me the money. Show me the money. Talk about boomer movies, Josh.
Oh my God. Let me finish my story, God damn it.
Well, you were talking about it for 50 years. You're like, okay, listen. Mr. Digovich. He gave me an 84 instead of an 85.
There's a point to this
he
story.
gave me an 84 instead of an 85.
Okay, the point is, then I found out then I dropped my class, and so there was 3 days left in the semester, and then there was August before grade 12, so I dropped the course, and then I had like freedom. So that's when I put on The Godfather on Netflix because I was just home and I was used to waking up early to go to school. So I just woke up one day. My mom with my family was gone because I think my brothers went to camp. My mom was volunteering at it. My dad was at work. So I was like, okay, sweet, home alone. And I went on Netflix to watch something. I think I watched a couple episodes of Friends, and then I was like,
nice.
Let me check out this Godfather movie. You know, and I watched it. And the first time I watched it, I was like, that was a good movie. And then I did a little bit of reading on Wikipedia because I don't think I completely understood it fully. So then I rewatched it.
Yeah.
And the second time I watched it, I was like, holy shit, this movie's fucking fantastic. Yeah. And then I watched the second one and I was like, holy crap, this is fantastic. And then I watched the third one and I was like, holy crap, this is a step down.
I mean, yeah, it was a step down.
And I think I watched The Godfather at least 15 times that summer.
Yeah.
Just to appreciate it more. And ever since then, it's been The Godfather and The Godfather 2 have been my favorite movies.
That's good. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Those two are good picks.
But I feel like it's a pretty normie pick. Like, when I tell people, like, my favorite movie is The Godfather, it's like, number one rated movie ever. Wow. I wish my favorite movie was something obscure, you know?
I mean, there's some. I don't know. It's up to you. You just got to watch a movie that hits you in the in the heart.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't watch a lot of obscure movies in general.
There's a lot on this streaming site called Tubi, Tubi.
Yeah, is it free?
I think so. You could double check.
I probably
But
will.
there's a ton of movies on there that I watched.
Not
that
a
are
sponsor, by the way.
Not sponsored, unless they give me money or us money. I'm sorry. Anyways,
Okay.
no, there's a lot of obscure movies on there. Like there's this one movie called Brain Damage.
Okay.
It was made in the 80s. It was this guy who basically has like this alien parasite in his body that treats it like a drug. So it's like, oh yeah, I'll give you this juice inside your brain and you'll have the greatest time ever. All you need to do is just like put me in your neck, and whenever there's a person that I want to eat, you walk up to them and, I eat their brains. And the guy's like, okay. And
it kind of sounds like Venom.
it's like the 80s version of Venom.
Didn't Venom come out in the 80s? Like, wasn't his character introduced in the 80s? Venom from Spider-Man.
Yeah, Venom from Spider-Man. I thought it was the 90s.
Maybe.
Because Venom seems like a 90s like villain in terms of like aesthetic, but
I think it was the 80s because that's when they like came out with the, like in the comic book world. We really should have talked about this in our last episode.
well, you were talking about other stuff. I was talking about other stuff, and
I was
that's
also
life.
very sleepy in our last episode. So
You were very sleepy in your last episode, right, Josh?
yes, and then I
Yes.
drank a lot of coffee.
You drank so much that day.
I drank.
How many did you take? Count.
Not including the coffee I had that morning, and not including my energy drink that morning, because I did have an energy drink that morning as well.
Holy shit.
I had an energy drink as soon as I woke up, and then I had an entire pot of coffee in my protein shake, and then I came here and I had two things of espresso, and I had another one after we wrapped up the episode, and then I had another one right before I drove home.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then I think I might have picked up Tim Hortons on the way home
Of course you did.
because I wanted a nice cap. But
That is a lot of caffeine. But like Tubi, there's a lot of movies like that are obscure, and I was just like, you know what? I'm glad I watched that because like I don't see a lot of people talk about movies like that. You just kind of like.
But like, what other like older films have you watched? Because I feel like it's kind of an understood thing that Nevis is a lot more well watched than I am. He's seen a lot more movies than I have. I'm just here to make dick and ball jokes.
Not always, Josh. You contribute a lot.
Yeah, sometimes I make self-deprecating humor. You're right.
You do it better than I do with the self-deprecating humor.
Well, yeah, it's just because I hate myself.
It's method. It's method acting.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Method acting at its finest. Somebody sign me a deal, please.
Oh no, they will. No, for me, like I grew up watching like 80s comedies and stuff like that because my dad always showed them to me. So like, the Chevy Chase movies, Vacation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Saw those so many times. Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, what was it, John Candy comedies and stuff like that. Oh man, it was a ton of those films. So I have a lot of these weird references like I always think about, and I'm just like, oh yeah, like nobody really knows what I'm talking about when I reference it. Like there's one where it's like whenever somebody asks a question or something like that, I always reference like, it's like, oh, is this gonna work, Matthew? And it's like, oh, is a frog's ass watertight?
What the fuck?
It's a frog's ass watertight. And everyone's like, what? And it's
Wait,
like, it's
you
like
actually
that.
say that to people?
I said it a few times when I heard my dad say it to me. Whenever
Your dad said that to you?
a couple times, man.
Wait,
couple
is a
times.
frog's
ass watertight?
I'm gonna say that.
And
to
it's
my
an
dad.
obvious like yes type of thing.
I didn't even know if is a frog's ass watertight. I don't know the
thing.
anatomy.
Here's
of
the
a
thing. I
frog.
used to say it so many times that I was like, wait a minute. Where's that from?
Because
That's got to be from something. Turns out it was from this really old film from the 80s starring Michael Keaton called Gung Ho, which is about, I think he owned like an automobile company and like a bunch of, executives from Japan came to America and they're like, oh, we're integrating the U.S. company and stuff. So they're like talking to Michael Keaton and stuff. It's like, so do you think it's a good idea? And then Michael Keaton's like, yo, is a frog's ass watertight? And then they look and they just talk for like a couple minutes. And it's like, We believe it is. And that's like the joke. They like literally take it. Yeah. And then like that line's just been
My favorite line to use, like reference to use is whenever it's usually with my brothers because my brothers like always piss me off, and I'll be like, "You're as useful as a poopy flavored lollipop."
poopy flavored lollipop. I love that.
Yeah, what movie is it from?
That's from a movie. You got to tell me this.
Have you
one.
never seen Dodgeball? A true underdog story with Vince
Oh
Vaughn
my
and
gosh.
Justin Long, and
I need to catch up on like those recent comedies because
it came out in 2004.
no, like I sound
This
like
guy-
we're talking about boomer movies.
Buddy over here watches 80s and 70s movies, and I'm over here. Oh, I haven't watched anything recent, bitch. It's almost 20 years old.
the 90s. I watch a lot of 90s comedies too from a time to time. You know,
It's honestly just I don't think I watch a lot of comedy movies in general. Like I'd say my favorite comedy is probably Grown Ups.
Grown Ups.
Yeah, I love Grown Ups. I mean, a lot of people say it's like a stupid movie, but I feel like everybody has like that one stupid movie that they just enjoy.
You know what mine is?
What is it?
Nacho Libre.
Okay. Nacho Libre is not stupid. Nacho Libre is art.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's
You're
about
welcome.
time somebody started saying this.
Man,
Get the
people
Nacho
don't-
Libre fans
Yeah.
in here, and it's amazing.
It's a community. People understand that Nacho Libre is a fantastic movie.
Oh man, every line that Jack Black says, instantly I laugh. Nacho, Chancho, I need to borrow some Swiss. Or what is like?
All right, let's do the episode where you just do impressions the entire time.
Yeah,
Do your Nacho Libre.
Get that corn out of my face. I looked like a fool last night. What took you so long? And then like there's a long pause, and he's like, it's no use. I want to be a great fighter, but I can't even beat up a couple of guys.
That was good. That was fucking good.
It's like, oh, I love that. Or when he baptizes his buddy or whatever, he's like, I don't believe in God. I believe in science. And he's like, you've not been baptized? And then like he gets a bowl and he's just like, don't worry. And then he just like dunks his head in the water. It is the funniest thing ever. And whenever the fight comes in where he's just like, the first fight that they have, he's got like that gray sweatsuit or whatever, and like his buddy's getting beat up and stuff in the background, and then he's like talking to the audience, like, "Hey, you, I'm talking to you. Hey, give me a piece of corn. Send me a piece of that corn." And then like as he's talking, his friend's getting beat up by like the two wrestlers. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
All right, we gotta add that. We're doing a Nacho Libre episode.
Oh, we gotta watch.
Or just Jack Black in general.
Jack Black in general is hilarious.
Alrighty, but
Oh my god.
back to boomer movies.
Yeah, that's not a boomer movie. I mean, it came out 15 years ago, but it's still not a boomer movie.
So I'm just curious, when was the first time you watched The Godfather?
Probably when I was 15, maybe
Yeah?
15 or 14.
Really?
Yeah, we had it on Blu-ray because I just thought, hey, why don't we just get it on Blu-ray and watch it? Because I remember my grandparents and like a few family members always talked about it, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a nice film. Like I remember hearing Godfather for the first time when I was in the States talking with some family members, and they were just having wine and just reminiscing, like, oh, that's a movie. Like that is a movie. Like everyone talks about movies coming out now, and it's like, but Godfather, man, I still think about it, type of thing. Like they were reminiscing so much of that, and they were talking about specific scenes that they remember, like the scene where Vito like dies and the kid's still walking in the field and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
it was like I felt that type of thing, and I was like, damn. I was like 12 years old hearing these stories about people watching the movie, and I was like, holy crap, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's a very cinematic movie. It takes a lot of tropes that you've seen like in later movies.
Yeah.
And it comes together really well. Godfather 1 and 2.
See, my family was a little different. We just talked about songs from Bollywood movies.
But those are classics in and of
Yeah,
themselves.
I watched a lot of Bollywood movies with my grandpa as a kid.
What's your favorite Bollywood movie?
I think I already mentioned this, but it's called Kalhona Ho.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think you did mention that in a few episodes, but I cut you off because I was like, okay, now we end it. And you're just like,
No, it was from the episode where you forced me to keep talking because you're like, oh, we need to add a little bit more time to this episode. And I was like,
yeah.
why? Let's just end it. And you're like, no, what's your favorite movie? Who's your favorite actor? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dude, what the hell?
Sorry.
But yes, that is probably my favorite Bollywood film. Probably one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
I think it's a remake of like another movie. Like, so there's probably a movie out there that I would enjoy. Like, it's a remake of an older movie because it came out in 2003.
Yeah.
What's interesting, what's actually hitting me, because I feel like a lot of these movies I recently rewatched it, but I really rewatched it a few weeks ago before I moved out of my old apartment.
Okay.
I just watched it because I was just feeling to watch a Bollywood movie, and I put this one on, and I was like, I'm not really feeling this, so I put that on, and I was like, okay, this is a movie.
Yeah.
This is a cinematic movie. Spoiler alert, the main character dies, and the epilogue is like 20 years after his death. And I was thinking,
Damn.
holy shit, it's been almost 20 years since my man Aman died. So I've been alive for too long.
Wait, that's what you got from it?
Yeah. My baby
That
brother
you've lived too long?
My baby brother started in high school, dude. I've been alive for too long.
Yeah. I mean, I
Fucking
wouldn't
old.
word it like that. It's just, we get old.
No,
Yeah.
I've been on this planet for too long.
Why do you keep saying that, Josh?
I'm too old. I'm too fucking old.
You're not. Hold on.
Microphone?
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Josh.
welcome.
I'm the media guy, and I didn't even know.
Hey,
I was like, "What's this doing here?"
Hey, trust me, pal. You're not that guy.
I'm not that guy.
He's not that guy.
When are we gonna abuse that meme? Like, I think we're beating a dead horse when we say that.
Oh, I don't care.
It's a meme.
I love beating a dead horse. My favorite pastime. Oh, you meant metaphorically. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah.
So
So
what
that's
do you
why
think
I'm
of
not-
Godfather 3?
When did that movie come out? It came out in like the 90s, right?
1990, yeah.
I found it very so when I went into watching it, I didn't know that it was like this hated, like it's such a step down.
Yeah.
I went into thinking it would be just as good as the other ones, and then the
yeah.
plot just didn't really grab me as much as the previous ones did.
Mhm.
So I was just like, when does this get good?
Oh my god.
Like the whole hit happened. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm still not. It's been an hour.
Yeah.
When's it gonna come? And then what's her name starts sleeping with her cousin, and I was like,
Oh yeah, that's another weird thing in the movie.
it's like this is getting fucking weird.
It's like, why was that needed?
This Ford Coppola was like Francis Ford Coppola and George Lucas just like buddies, and like George Lucas was like, dude, you know what I did with Luke and Leia? You need to do that in one of your
Yo,
movies.
yo.
And you know what? You should get your daughter to do it.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I know. I
That's
think I
fucked
just
up.
made a really fucked up joke.
It's okay. What a theory, though. Like, what? I've
That's
yet to
just
hear
a
anyone else say
theory.
that.
A film
Oh,
theory.
what's that fucking dude's name?
Matt Pat?
Mad Pat?
Yeah.
So, I probably have one of the most obnoxious voices on YouTube.
You don't like Matt Pat?
I don't care.
Oh,
He makes these weird videos.
he makes game theory.
Okay.
The thing is about game theory is that I can't watch it anymore because every time I hear game theory, I think about economics, and I just want to jump off a cliff when I hear game theory now.
Yeah, that's rough.
So that's why I only watch film theory.
Film theory. Well, that's just a theory. I don't know. He's not as bad as Watch Mojo, but like,
You don't like the Watch Mojo voice?
I think she's cool. I think like her personally is cool, but like the content that they like.
Oh
make
yeah,
now-
it's very.
Number 10, the blanket from scene 56 on Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown. It's like, thanks, Josh. Thank you for pushing it closer. Christian, did you? Okay. I was like,
He's on his knees.
yo, what? You gonna play like the saxophone? It's like, I'm
I'm gonna make a meme out of that now, and that's gonna be our next post.
Yeah, probably.
Um,
But no, Godfather 3, you weren't feeling it.
Not really. No, it never really gripped me. I mean, Al Pacino was pretty good in that movie, but again, I
Yeah.
think we mentioned this in a previous episode that he was really in that movie. He was just doing his later characters. Like in The Godfather 1 and 2, he was Michael Corleone, and in Godfather 3, he was just Al Pacino.
They said I was out, then they pulled me back in.
Yeah, but
That's
there
how we-
there were
yeah.
good scenes in that movie.
No.
Like I feel like the scene where he had that diabetic attack was very emotional when he starts screaming
Fuck.
for Fredo.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, that got me. Like that kind of gripped me.
Mhm.
when he asks for forgiveness, that was another great scene.
Fuck yeah, with the priest.
And even though, what was his daughter's name in that movie? Anyway, Marie.
Yeah,
Mary?
Sure. I don't know.
It was Mary.
Mary.
So I watched
Yeah.
Goodfellas, so I've been thinking Marie. They were all married to girls named Marie. Their
Marie.
daughters were named Marie too.
They Mary
Corleone.
Mary Corleone.
Even though like when she died, it was terrible because of Dad.
Yeah, that's fucking rough.
This when
The
Al
music
Pacino
starts playing.
screams, that shit like sent a chill down my spine because like it was silent and there was music, and then like he let out one last scream, and I was like, like just seeing the silence, I was like, this guy's giving it his all. Am I gonna hear it? It's similar to like, do you watch?
Yeah.
Are you a Harry Potter guy?
Yeah, I watched all the Harry Potter movies.
You know that you know when Sirius dies?
Sirius Black. Damn, yeah.
You know how like
That
it's
was in
Order
of the Phoenix. Yeah.
Jinx.
Mhm.
You know when he dies and like it's silent and it's just music and Harry screaming?
Yeah.
You saw the thing where it's like they did have audio, but it was too painful. Like everyone started crying when he was screaming, so they had to cut it out because it was very, very emotional.
Holy shit.
And so I was thinking that when I was watching The Godfather 3, that like, am I gonna hear his screams? And then I heard it and I was like, oh my god, this guy's in pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That was a very hard. The thing about Godfather 3 is I kind of had the opposite effect. I heard so many things about it being shit. It's like people compared it to like Indiana Jones 4, the prequels of Star Wars. Like, remember that era of like YouTube where everyone just like, oh, I hate I hate this sequel. I hate that one. They ruined the franchise
Yes.
and stuff.
We're still in that era.
Yeah, but more political.
Well, maybe my brain
More
just thinks
no,
it's
you
Star
know what it
Wars.
is? It's more political now. It's like, oh, there's a woman, and it's just like, you know, politics have to. Sorry, I know I didn't want to, but you know what I mean. People know that culture now, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's
The
called
Last
cancel.
Jedi.
Well,
Yeah,
The Last
you
Jedi
know-
is just because I don't like The Last Jedi.
Exactly, but people
Not
use
because there was a
that.
girl in it. It's just because.
No, but people make that shitty excuse.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I feel like it's just become that type of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
like back then, it was just like, no, they ruined the franchise and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me watch Godfather 3. Everyone's been shitting on it. I watch it. Not as good as the first two, but I would watch it again.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a decent movie. It's definitely over a 5 out of 10. I feel like
I would give it a 7.
a 7? Really?
Yeah,
That's pretty
I know.
generous.
I enjoy it. I compare it more to an epilogue.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have yet to watch the thing where the new cut of it, the death of Michael Corleone.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about it here and there.
I mean, if it improves it, it improves it.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
yeah, that's the thing. Just the whole plot kind of just. It also just screamed nostalgia.
At times.
Yeah, like when
At
they go
times.
to Corleone in Sicily and they're just like walking around with him and Kay, and I'm just like, is there a point to this?
It's more just like reflecting on like the past experiences of like, oh shit. That's why it's an epilogue, because
Yeah.
it's less of a conclusion. That's why I also love the ending shot too, because like you think The Godfather, you think of like this epic, like, because the first one ended with like all of them dying and stuff, and then like
Yeah.
the doors close on Diane Keaton's character and it just closes. Godfather 2 is very mellow but seems so epic when you just see Al Pacino just like sitting down and
Mhm.
stuff. Godfather 3, it's just like you think, oh, how are they gonna top this? It's gonna be, it's just like this very like whimsical music. Al Pacino's old now.
Yeah.
He puts on his sunglasses and just dies. It's like,
Wasn't the dog supposed to pee on him in that scene?
I don't think so.
I think so. I think
Really?
I remember seeing something where it's like silent.
Yeah,
Readjust
that's all right.
myself. I think
Let's see if the framing's good. I'm just kidding.
I think that that scene is actually cut right before the dog actually pees on his body.
Wow.
Because I guess they want to disrespect him because he was such a terrible man in
I
his
mean,
lifetime.
I guess. I don't know. I like how they still use the oranges as the
Yeah,
symbol.
yeah.
It's like,
that's another thing I saw.
imagine Al Pacino's character, Michael Corleone. He's just like, you know, before I die, I'm going to eat an orange.
I also love how he eats an orange in Godfather 2. Because he doesn't like cut it up and like eat it like a normal person. He just peels it and just starts.
Reflects his character and how fucking insane he is in that movie.
Yeah. you know why they put oranges in the movies though, right?
Yeah, it symbolizes death and stuff.
No. That wasn't the point of it though.
What was
That was just like people noticed a coincidence, or I could be wrong. Watch me be wrong, and just people start shitting on me.
No, I mean, we all have our own theories.
As
I
far
thought,
as
yeah.
as far as my research has gone, it's not that they like Francis Ford Coppola did that, and his intention was that oranges symbolize death. He literally just put oranges in scenes because he's like, yeah, this scene needs a little bit more color.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's the reason. And I guess he likes orange, so he's like, yeah, this scene's kind of bland. Let's just put a bowl of oranges there. This seems kind of bland. Hey, Vito, go pick some oranges or something.
I guess. I don't know. Because, like, in the first Godfather and the second Godfather and the third, all of them have a consistent, like, presence of
Yeah.
oranges. Like,
The
when
third one is definitely.
when Vito dies, there's oranges. The third one, of course, Michael dies with the orange dropping. Same with how Vito with the oranges dropping.
Yeah, the second one, he's eating an orange when they're talking about how they're going to
Kill Hyman Roth.
Yeah. Even like when the first attempt on Vito's life, he went to go pick orange. He went to go buy some oranges.
Just a pure coincidence.
Yeah, it's literally. I feel like the third Godfather, because that's like a 20-year difference. I feel like that's when the theories, like in between then and in between the Godfather 2 and the Godfather 3, I feel like that's when people like, I feel like there's something about these oranges. And then when they made the Godfather, they're like, yeah, let's just throw an orange in there because the theory, because it does symbolize death.
Do you think because they were supposed to make a fourth Godfather movie?
They were?
Yeah, Mario Puzo, because Mario Puzo was the one who wrote the original book and worked with Coppola. It was in the late '90s, and they were gonna do it akin to Godfather Part 2, but with Andy Garcia's character, and they were gonna get a James Caan younger version played by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Played by
Leonardo DiCaprio was gonna play James Caan younger version. Yeah, kind of a weird take.
That's not a good casting decision. Leo DiCaprio is a great actor.
Now, keep in mind, they only did a first draft of it, and then Mario Puzo passed away. And then at that point, Coppola was like, I don't want to do anymore. Because if he's not working on it, then...
Yeah.
So...
Well, it's respectful.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't know that they were going to do I know there's a book called The Godfather's Revenge.
Oh, there's tons of books.
Yeah?
There's tons of books on The Godfather that different authors have worked within the... I guess you could say mythology. I don't know.
The series.
The series. That sounds better. Mythology doesn't apply to Godfather, really.
Yeah.
But,
So
yeah.
I have a question for you then.
Mm-hmm.
When we were talking about this episode, you mentioned something about silent films. Have you actually even seen, you watched silent movies?
Yeah. I've seen silent films.
What's that like? I've never watched a silent film.
I mean, they're shorter than regular movies because it's pretty straight to the point when it comes to visual storytelling. I mean, I guess I'll mention the ones I saw at school because, you know, our film school or whatever, they showed us stuff. So one of them was Battleship Potemkin, directed by Sergei Eisenstein. Oh, I hope I got the right Russian
If you
filmmaker.
said it wrong.
No, not
Russian.
that. It's just
I'm
there's
gonna give
four
out
of
your
them.
address.
There's thanks, Christian. There's 4 Russian filmmakers that revolutionized editing, montage, and such. There's Sergei Eisenstein. There is Ziga Vertov. I definitely butchered that one. And oh shoot,
I have a couple Russian friends, and I'm going to show them this episode. I'm going to be like, Terry Manuel.
Ukraine.
Huh? And and the last one was named Ivan Drago.
Ivan Drago.
He revolutionized montages.
Well, a training montage. Exactly. Rocky IV revolutionized. That's actually it was a Russian training montage reference. No, but like I saw Battleship Potemkin. That was really good. I think the filmmakers I saw that are in the silent era was Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin. Those guys.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to mention Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin, he's the big one. Buster Keaton's probably in second, and Harold Lloyd was the third out of the trio of the silent film comedic stars.
Yeah.
They did a lot of good stuff. I recently saw The Kid with Charlie Chaplin. He directed that. I think that was his first feature-length film.
What do you mean by feature length? Like over 90 minutes?
Over 60, yeah.
Over 60. Is that what justifies
I think what
feature
justifies is like 70, so it was probably like 70 minutes. I don't know.
We didn't do a feature film in high school then. We just did a film.
No, that I was trying to, but it's a lot of work.
It is. But then we hear, that's why I felt kind of shitty when I heard that Rocky took 28 days to film. We spent like months on Tough.
Well, keep in mind they had $1 million budget for 1976.
I offered to donate my quarter. You both remember that, and you didn't
Yes.
credit. And I think I gave it to you, and you didn't credit me as the executive producer. So
Wait, I gave it back to you.
You did?
I swear I did. I was like, Josh, please, here you go.
The one
Like,
thing I remember about Neves when we were doing our feature film back in high school was that he had the nicest looking sandwiches. Those things just looked delicious. And he was always yelling.
Yeah.
And
No,
Christian's face was always red.
Christian's face was always red.
Yeah, because we were mostly outside.
Oh yeah, no, it was hot.
Oh yeah, and I gave you my gloves that day.
Oh yeah,
for our
that day
first
was
shoot, 'cause
really
you didn't
bad.
you didn't bring gloves.
Thank you so
And I was
much.
like, here,
Yeah,
wear them while I'm not shooting.
yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah.
Where were we going with this?
I've never seen a silent film, and I was just like interested because I was like, because you
Yeah.
mentioned doing silent films, and I was like, I've never seen one though.
It's
So-
I kind of like it. I like watching those types of movies because it's very you're literally focused on the visuals.
Yeah.
You don't rely on dialogue. Most of the time, they don't put music over it. I mean,
Oh.
there's title cards, but the reason why I always loved it was like within Russia during that time. I think it was like the 1910s, 1920s.
Yeah.
They use montage as a propaganda tool. Essentially, like this is a universal language
Yeah.
of visuals. We don't speak Russian,
Uh-huh.
but we can watch a film from Russia that's a silent movie, and we'll understand it.
Look at me. I'm going to film school.
No, it's a beautiful art form. I can watch a film. We can watch a film together that came out over 100 years ago, and we will understand the story just like the people who watched it 100 years ago.
And add that in a different language too.
Exactly.
From a completely different culture and society.
And
That's crazy.
and that's
actually.
why the acting in it is a little bit different, akin to what we see now, because it's more exaggerating, because it needs to be.
It needs, yeah.
We need to understand, why was this kid crying? How are they crying? How are they being regretful? How are they doing this? You know,
Yeah. No,
and
that definitely makes sense.
the power of film really does that.
That's interesting. You sit
Yeah.
down with Nevis for 15 minutes, and then this guy just learns you a thing or two.
I mean, there's depressing aspects towards the industry. Like, unfortunately, I think it was, I don't know if it's estimated, but 80 to 90% of films that came out before 1920 have been lost forever because of the fact that it wasn't preserved properly at the time. Because film, it's not digital, it's film. Like, literal film needs to be preserved properly. But unfortunately, there have been lots of fires over the years, and it's very flammable film. So
I don't know what it is, but the fact that you just said that made my stomach drop.
it's a, I mean, that's why filmmakers like Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, a lot of those filmmakers during that time have been trying their hardest to preserve as much as they can.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's our history. We're kind of losing our history, not just from North America, the whole world within cinema. It's a worldwide cinema issue.
Christian, you go to film school too, right? Or is he just talking out of his ass?
Well, it's not technically film school, but
Yeah.
But is he onto something? Is he? Oh wow. Because like I heard the same thing, but it was mostly about books. You know,
Books
that
were the
books
same, too.
carry. Books are like one of the most important things. Like destroying books is one of the worst things that can happen. Like books need to be preserved, and I'd say then movies.
That was
need to
a
be preserved.
Fahrenheit 451 story. That's literally like propaganda. They would burn the books. I think that was part of the story
Yeah.
in that one. But no, like books have been around longer than film.
Obviously.
But at the same time, we have to preserve any type of artistic form that we can. That way we can look at it and actually learn from it, actually be inspired by it. That's the whole thing about art that people tend to miss out on, is kind of like, yeah, like if you can make something out of it in terms of your viewing experience, more power to you. You know, it's less nihilistic when you talk about, oh, everything is shit and this is the only good stuff. It gives you a very egotistical complex, which I don't agree with. I think it's better to like be open-minded and actually look at different people's perspectives on things. Something as simple as comedies, you know?
Yeah.
Comedies make a difference for some people, especially when you're going through shit.
Yeah.
You got to watch something, you know? If I was going through shit, I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to watch like a shitty comedy
Yeah.
as viewers on the IMDb and the Rotten Tomatoes would affirm or call it. I don't care. I don't care if it has like The Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Dude, I will laugh my ass off watching that movie because of how absurd it is.
I was about to say, yeah, we got pretty serious there. We got pretty deep. So let's lighten the mood.
Go for it.
Penis. You're welcome.
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome. Cool. No doubt.
Was that supposed to be a transition for something, or
Yeah.
do you really just want to?
I just like to say penis.
Okay, good for you, Josh.
All right. I think we touched on this earlier, and I'd like to go a little bit deeper into it. Bollywood movies.
Yeah. Go for it.
Because we were talking about way back when we were filming one of your short films, Cupid.
Yeah.
And I think we were going to when you and I were driving to Little Caesars. You were talking about like Bollywood movies and Nollywood movies and all this other stuff.
Oh yeah, worldwide cinema.
Yeah. And I just found out of like last week that Neves, my profile picture in Neves' phone is Akshay Kumar. So he didn't even put Shah Rukh Khan. He had to put.
No, because I was watching the film that he was in, and I was like, Josh, man. So I took a picture. This was back in grade 12, by the way. And I just thought it'd be funny, so I put it on my profile.
And it's been like that.
Since
We're not in grade
12
12 anymore. It's been 3 fucking years.
I've had Christian's profile pic like that for like, what is it, 4 or 5 years? Like, I don't.
I think the only person the only 2 people in my phone that have actual profile pics is Carrie, my girlfriend, and my younger brother Matt, because he got hit by a Ram truck. He got T-boned by a truck 3 years ago, and then I just put a picture of a white Ram as his profile picture.
Damn,
because a white Ram is what almost killed him.
What the fuck?
Oh, that wasn't even the best part.
I think he told us that story too.
Yeah.
I remember he was like, "Yeah, man, it was like I almost fucking died." I was like,
"Yep." Did he tell you why? Did he tell you what he was thinking, like why he was distracted while he was riding his bike? My younger brother, by the way, got hit by a truck because he was riding his bike.
Yeah.
And the reason he got hit was because he was too distracted thinking about Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets.
He was just, I just imagine him like with one hand on the thing, just thinking about Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets.
Bang!
Bang. Just straight up.
Yes.
Wow. I hope he learned from that, not to think about Hot Pockets. Or also that driver. What the fuck?
Well, it was...
Where was this?
It was just a few blocks away from our house. Because the thing is, he was also, he wasn't paying attention to the road. He was following a car, like just riding his bike behind a vehicle. And I guess because he figured that the vehicle would obey the traffic signs, he just do whatever the vehicle did. And that truck ran a stop sign. So he ran a stop sign without knowing, and he got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Or not, he got hit by a pickup truck.
The bike rules and car rules are different. So I think he might have, yeah.
But still, like his, like basically it was like he had a stop sign, and this vehicle didn't have a stop sign. So it wasn't like it was just starting up and it like bumped into him. It's like it was going like 40 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
So
no, for bike lanes, for bike rules, I could be completely wrong on this, but I think that like in terms of if it's like a red light or a stop sign and stuff, all the bike needs to do is look both ways to make sure that there's nothing passing, no cars, no vehicles, they can go. But there was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So my favorite movie is this movie called Kalhona Ho.
Yeah.
Have you seen any Bollywood movies?
I haven't seen one in a long time.
No.
I remember I showed Christian a clip from a Bollywood film. No. That's a classic though, dude. I play that like such a good song. But no, there was this one. It was an action movie, and the physics in the action movie were amazing. Christian, I showed you where the guy was literally he put the guy's head. And he like slams it, and then the guy like bounces in the air from that. And then we were just like, "What? I don't even get it. It's amazing." And then like he takes the pole, and then he like moves it and stuff, and then he breaks it.
Oh my god! I remember this.
You know this one. Josh knows this
Indian
one.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, man.
I think Christian said that to me
way
back in grade 11.
Oh man,
he's like, "Josh, you gotta check this out. It's the Indian Chuck Norris," and it's like he's just doing this, just
nice.
And he just like runs up beside the vehicle and like slams it into the wheels, and the car just flips and it's slow motion.
A lot of those videos are on YouTube.
One of my favorite things was this movie where there's a fight at the end, and the action was just so terrible. Literally, dude backhands the guy, and his hand is literally like he pretty much does this.
Yeah,
and it's slow motion. They didn't even try to hide it. You see his hand just pass the guy's face, and the guy's like. And I'm like, come on.
Damn.
It's like in movies, like there is an art form to filming action. Like, I watch a lot of martial arts films, and like lots of like channels on YouTube compare like say one thing is superhero movies where they film what's it called? They'll have like a fight scene in a superhero movie, and like for example, like in the Avengers or something, when Natasha Romanoff's character will like do something like she'll like spin around their head and like flip somebody over with her, like she'll do a trap on their head and then flip them over, and it's like they don't film it the right way, and they'll show a clip from like an actual martial arts film where somebody does that, and they use the proper like angles and everything to just make it look so much better. I just think that's interesting.
Yeah.
But
I like the Bruce Lee movies. Bruce Lee, he did really good action.
I'd say, I mean, I think I wanted to talk more about this in a future episode, but
Yeah, we went on a little tangent. But
Michael Jai White, Scott Adkins.
oh my gosh, Michael Jai White he's a fucking beast.
Yes,
Damn, man.
he is.
Like whenever people talk about like people fitness and stuff like that, I'm like, dude, Michael Jai White, the guy's in his 50s and he can like,
He is enormous.
he's insane.
Yeah, he got me. I never really did a lot of pull-ups when I was younger because I was more of a push-up guy.
Yeah.
Saw Never Back Down 2, and I was like, I started going up, and then I started going to the side.
Have you seen that famous video with him and Kimbo Slice practicing punches?
Yeah,
That
it
is
was
insane.
It was behind the scenes of Blood and Bone.
Yeah. I could not believe that. Like how he just taught it. He was like, look, it looks fast, but look at this. And he just like, he didn't even move his hand.
Whose phone?
Whose phone is that?
Oh wait, that's mine.
That's Josh's phone. Josh, you have notifications. The last episode, they heard what you did. They didn't like it. I'm sorry, Josh.
What happened in the last episode?
I don't fucking know.
All right, I think that's a good place to end it all.
That is a good place to end it. Josh needs to check his messages because he doesn't know.
Don't read my
is it?
messages,
Oh,
man.
Christian's reading the messages. He's gonna type it. Anyways,
It's my mom, and Christian's just like talking smack. He's like, Josh is smoking all the weed.
oh no.
I'm
Oh,
getting
no.
super drunk.
He's super drunk.
Mom would beat me.
Yeah.
My mom would beat me with that dumbbell.
Damn. God damn.
But you know what's funny?
What?
I have to pee again.
Are you fucking
I
serious?
think I might have a bladder problem.
What did you drink?
A coffee.
You probably drank like 10 gallons of water before.
Yes. Anyways.
All right, well, if you want to wrap up because you want to go to the washroom, go for it.
I do. So unfortunately, we have to call it a day here. Leave a like and a comment down below if you're on Spotify. Check out our YouTube channel. That way you can see the actual video footage of us talking. You can see Nevis bending down, grabbing his water bottle over and over again.
Oh,
you
thanks,
drank more
Josh.
water than I did, and I'm the one that has to go to the bathroom.
That's why I don't think, yeah, whatever.
Anyways, if you're watching our YouTube video, our social media should be on the screen by now. So follow us on Instagram, check out our Twitter. If you're feeling generous, send us a donation on Patreon. And with that, give us some movie recommendations. I'd love to watch something in the next week.
Nice,
All right.
nice. Cool, cool.
Cool. Talk to you
Peace
guys
out,
next time.
y'all.